blue-collar franchises, one of the better rivalries going. The Ravens and Steelers are underway.
Takes it at the 7. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. Jackson trotting onto the field at quarterback, ready to lead this Ravens offense.
And you and I both know that any win is a good win, and that's what they did last week. But there's also plenty for him to work on in his game, wasn't there?
Yeah.
2 touchdowns, an interception. Yeah, you know, he wants to increase that a little bit in terms of ratio. But first and foremost, they did win the game.
These are his numbers from last week's contest. 22 carries, 86 yards.
And they've already clinched a playoff berth, so I'm eager to see how they approach this game because some teams' philosophy is to go ahead and get guys out. Other teams' philosophy, continue to do what you're doing best. I expect them to go ahead and use their top guys all the way through this one.
And he'll get up to the 43-yard line. Off the play fake to Dobbins. Here's Jackson.
Rolling to his right.
And they're able to work this across midfield to the 48.
No surprise to see him running again here. It's something he's done throughout this season. And that run puts him over 500 yards on the ground for the year. He's got to be thinking to himself, if I'm already at 500, what's to stop me from going?
And nothing but green grass here, middle of the field. And all the way in for a Ravens touchdown.
J.K. Dobbins, his 12th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Ravens get the upper hand as they're on the board first here this afternoon.
Tucker able to connect on the extra point, and it's now a 7-0 game. So that drive, 4 plays.
And it's finished off by a touchdown run from J.K. Dobbins.
Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown.
This one taken just inside the 10. Oh, a dangerous return man showing it here. And good starting field position. He'll get this one all the way up to about the 35-yard line. Pickett leads the Steelers up here with a fresh set of downs.
At their 35-yard line.
1st and 10. Here's Pickett.
And it's incomplete.
These two teams met in Baltimore. You might remember earlier in the year with the Ravens winning that game. So a win here in Baltimore would give them the season sweep.
Throwing again on 2nd and 10.
Pickett setting up the screen. Harris.
And some room to work.
And they'll get this down to around the 47-yard line.
I like the screen being called here early in the game, especially on the opening drive, because, Brandon, when guys come out of the locker room, especially those pass rushers, they are so amped up to get to the quarterback that you can use that against them, and a screen pass is a great way of doing it. A lot of teams against good pass rushing teams, they want to run the screen 10 to 12 times in a game.
Pickett now on 1st down.
That ball caught by the former Toledo Rocket, Deontay Johnson. And they'll wind up getting this to the 37. Gain of 9. The numbers a week ago for Johnson. 6 catches, 95 yards, and a score.
And he was able to get open there, but that's not always easy against this bunch defensively. We are deep enough into the season where numbers count.
Looking for Johnson, and it's intercepted.
And the Ravens are going to take over once again with a football at their own 20-yard line. So problems with errant passing continuing. Remember, he threw 2 picks in the loss last week and now another here in this first quarter.
And sometimes, partner, this is the result of a quarterback who's simply trying to do too much. Feels like he's trying to make up for what he did last week, and you can't do it all on one throw.
Now 2nd and 7 from the 23. Play action. It's Jackson.
That ball caught. It's Mark Andrews, the tight end.
And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 19 yards there on the catch and run.
So many times in my career I've heard coaches talk about completions are one thing. But as long as we're there at the catch and we get guys on the ground, we can live with that. But if you're going to give up 10, 12, 15 yards after the catch, then your defense is going to be in a lot of trouble.
And he'll fight forward on the straight-ahead running for just a couple of yards. Second down. The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. The Ravens at 11-4 now on the year. And they come in on the heels of yet another victory. That ran their win streak, Charles, up to 7 now.
And I think that last win, that established them and stamped them, to me, as Super Bowl frontrunners. They're playing with extreme confidence, and you need that in order to go all the way.
3rd and inches, and they've got some extra beef up front. 3 tight ends. They'll try to run for it with Dobbins. And he will have first down yardage as he's brought down at the 41. 71 yards rushing for him as he's got the afternoon off to a great start. Throwing on first down, it's Jackson. Flushed out right. And he's going to be taken down at the 28-yard line.
I can't be sure how much of that was planned pre-snap, but it certainly opens up some avenues for their offense. And if he can stay a threat to break off those kind of runs, it'll pull defenders away from coverage and open up some choice throwing lanes for him moving forward.
And he gets it inside the 10 to the 9. Another big gainer that time. This one goes for 19 yards. One thing's for sure, this defense has to figure out how to stop the ground game. He's eating them up here in the first quarter.
It looks like they have to go to different forces, aren't they? The conventional things aren't working too well. So I remember a coach of mine saying way back when a back's having a great game, you've got to get the ball out of his hands. See how far he can run without the ball. And what he meant was takeaways, knock it loose, because maybe you can't just stop him with just regular tackling.
Another run here with Dobbins. And he is going to wind up losing yardage here, as that will take us to the end of the first quarter of play. Second quarter now from Baltimore. It's the Ravens in possession, as they'll see what they can do on 3rd and goal. They go play action with Jackson, sliding out of the pocket. That is caught. It's Bateman for a Raven touchdown. Rashad Bateman, his 6th touchdown of the season. And the Ravens go up by 2 touchdowns. And, partner, they found a gap there on the post pattern, and it was in the middle third of the field.
And that's really difficult to do because ordinarily the safeties are back there to prevent that happening. But they found the opening and exploited it.
Tucker with the extra point, and that'll make the score 14-0. So that drive goes a full 80 yards in 10 plays. And it's Rashad Bateman who finished it all off with a touchdown. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. And a short kick taken at about the 16. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape as they get it up past the 30. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. Well, Charles, it's kind of gut check time. Look, I know it's early, first quarter, just their 2nd drive of the game, but they've already thrown the interception, given up the score. You're down double digits. They got to figure out something, and pretty quickly here.
No doubt about it. And when we look at that sideline, I'm sure you're observing the same thing I am. I don't like the body language at all. They look like they're in a state of stunned disbelief. So to me, we always talk about someone stepping up and making a big play. I think it would behoove them if multiple guys step up and make big plays right now. They need something positive to happen, and they need for it to happen now.
They'll go with Snell here on first down. And across midfield he goes into Raven territory. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4. Pickett back to throw. Open man, that's the tight end Freiermuth. And the tackle going to be made at the 38.
And the tight end is certainly a position built to move the chains because they can control space underneath. If they've got good hands, then of course they're a dynamic target. But one other thing is they're right in the sight lines of a quarterback on just about every play. And that makes it easier for the quarterback to pick him out and deliver.
A solid run on first down. Gain of 7 leaves him with a 2nd and 3.
Off play action. Pickett. And he's got his man here, Beasley. And they move this all the way down to the 9. A well-executed 22-yard gain. Great mix of play calling so far. 3 runs, 3 passes. All 3 passes have been completions. First and goal.
I think on defense now, you have to almost take a chance. Rely on your scouting. Pick a play you think they would run here and just load up for it and see what happens.
They'll get 2 out of that run, and it's going to bring up a second and goal.
The yards may start getting a little tougher to come by down here near the goal line. That's good work defensively there on first down, holding them to a short gain.
Harris going to get it again on second down.
And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. Officially, it will go as a 1-yard loss, and that's going to lead to a 3rd down.
An interesting and intriguing decision there defensively because they kept extra DBs on the field despite seeing the multiple tight end look that came out for the offense.
I thought they were going to switch out of it. I didn't know if they felt they didn't have time or what the case was.
Well, in any event, the extra speed allowed for great penetration as they stuffed that one down the line of scrimmage.
And just shy of the goal line as he's out of bounds right at the 1.
So Pickett is off to the sideline, and Chris Boswell is on for the Steeler field goal try. Boswell's kick is good,
and they will get themselves on the board here at 14-3.
So a conservative decision there, but it does put them on the board.
And I know the players hate it and the coaches hate it, but sometimes you just got to take the points when they're there. Sometimes a field goal is pretty darn good.
And we'll see a return here from the end zone. And they'll get him down right at the 25-yard line, so the same result, and he opted for the touchback. J.K. Dobbins leading the way as the offense returns to the field.
He's in his own second quarter, already closing in on a 100-yard game.
And that's the magic number for a running back. Anytime you get to that triple digits, that's all you're looking for. But he's got a chance to really exceed that in this one.
Yeah, he does. That's been the gold standard for a long time, hasn't it, that 100-yard mark?
It really has, and that never has to shift because it's in a game. It's a 1,000-yard mark. I'm wondering, since we've gone from 12 to 14 to 16 games, maybe we need to up that a little.
Now Dobbins again on second down.
3 yards on the pickup. That's going to set up an interesting 3rd and about 4 to go.
In search of 4 yards here to pick up the first down. Just not a whole lot of room to operate there on that carry.
No, not at all. They did a really nice job staying in their proper places and not allowing any lanes to open up.
Fourth down. Here's Jackson. Eluding the pressure right. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. A curious decision to go for it, but it pays off with a first down.
If there's one thing they are lacking in, it's confidence. They took a big and maybe unnecessary risk going for that 4th down. He put them on his shoulders, though, and paid off the big-time gamble.
Here's a throw out wide, complete to his running back right side.
And they'll get him down on the other side of midfield.
And good yardage there on first down, because sometimes all you need to do on the screen is get one key block. That might set your man free, and that was pretty good pursuit to the football defensively, but it could have gone for more.
Now the Ravens going to use one of their timeouts as they stop it here with just under 40 ticks to go in this first half. Jackson on first down. And he'll go out of bounds after taking it a little further down inside the 40. Nice work to get 7 out of that, and it's second down. Jackson now. And that one will fall incomplete. Clock here now just under 30 seconds to go in this first half. Jackson looking to throw on third.
That's taken in by Duvernay.
And they're going to have themselves another first down as the tackle's made at the Steelers' 24-yard line. The drive stays intact with a pickup of 13. On 1st and 10, it's Jackson.
Throw right side here, taken in by Bateman. And he'll be brought down at about the 23-yard line.
Ravens going to use their 3rd and final timeout as they stop it with 11 seconds remaining in this first half.
2nd and 9.
To throw is Jackson. And he'll go out of bounds in the red zone just inside the 20. He'll wind up getting 4 there on his own, but it will leave him now with a 3rd down situation. Tucker's kick is good, and they will stretch the lead now to 17-3. So a capper there to a pretty good first half.
And I love the way that they put a chokehold on the clock and pretty much drained everything before they put the field goal on the board as they headed into the half.
So barring a touchback, this likely the final act of the half as the kick is away. And a short kick taken at about the 16. So we've come upon halftime here in weeks. Well, we're in the latter stages of this season. Everybody's getting antsy, so antsy that we're going to skip the halftime and get ready for the 3rd quarter. The final 2 quarters of the NFL regular season are upon us as the second half of Week 17 is underway. And a short kick taken at about the 16. And they've got it up past the 35, so pretty good starting field position.
The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive.
Charles, it'll be interesting to see what adjustments this offense made in the locker room. Haven't really been able to get anything going offensively, virtually nothing in the ground attack either. So certainly something has to change here in quarter 3.
And I'm pretty sure their friends from the defensive side of the ball told them exactly that, because those guys, the stop troops, they've been playing pretty well. They've kept them around in this game. Now they got some time. The running game struggled in the first half. Opposition knows how to focus on defending the pass here. They've got to re-energize that ground game and maybe open things up for a comeback here in this half.
Now a pass hauled in downfield.
And they're going to get this down to about the 17-yard line here.
They're still looking for their first touchdown of the game, and for a second, I thought they had it right there.
Looking on the sideline, it's finally good to see nods of approval. It's a welcome sign of life that this offense needed. So the big play means just like that, they'll operate from the red zone now on 1st down.
Pickett to throw on 1st down.
And Beasley with it over the middle. And that's good for a pickup of 10 yards. And they'll be left with a 2nd and about a foot. A run with Harris out of the shotgun. And the stop will come inside the 5 at the 4. 4 yards on the play. That's going to lead to 1st and goal.
Well, they still have time to get them established, but in my estimation, they've got to pick up the urgency here. They've got to get quickly in and out of the huddle and run off a bunch more plays.
Snell is not going to get a whole lot, maybe a yard down to the 3.
No gain on the play that time, and it sets up 2nd and goal.
Pickett now to throw off the play fake.
Toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
He's had trouble finding open receivers all game, CD, and that's because really there hasn't been many. This defense has been all over them.
Yeah, they're one of the better defenses in the league, and every time I talk to someone around the NFL.
And caught in the end zone. Touchdown, Steelers.
Benny Snell from 3 yards out, and the Steelers are back within a score.
Boswell good with the extra point, and that slices the lead down to 17-10. So that drive takes him down the field in 8 plays, and it ends with the Steelers finding the end zone.
This fielded right at the goal line. And ultimately, he stopped right where he would have been if he had simply gone down to a knee at the 25. Well, we're probably not the first, but all of us at EA Sports certainly want to wish you and yours a happy and prosperous new year. And as a celebration of that, a big slate of NFL games on this Sunday, Week 17. Second to last weekend with the NFL docket. Later tonight, the battle for Los Angeles, Rams and Chargers, 5:15 Pacific at SoFi. And then on Monday night, Charles and I are on to Cincinnati. Bills and Bengals, two cold weather teams in what will be a frigid Paul Brown Stadium. 3 tight ends in the ball game here on 1st and 10. They'll go again with Dobbins.
And not a lot of daylight. Not really any daylight inside as he's going to be stopped right at the line of scrimmage. Brings up 2nd down.
Third quarter action here, this regular season finale. This will be 2nd and 10. Jackson on the give to Dobbins.
And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere. Officially nothing on that one, no gain, so they're left with still 10 to go on 3rd down.
Right where this set of downs started, they need a full 10 here to pick up the 1st down and move the chains.
He'll buy some time right. And boy, he is very close to a 1st down, but from where they're spotting that football, he's going to be a foot or so short. The scramble good for a nice gain of 10 yards, but still 4th down.
That looked great when he first took off because in my mind, there was room to run and he had the marker in his sight. But I certainly didn't expect him to close so quickly, and neither did he. They got to him just in time, and now that forced him to make a decision with his 4th down call.
Boy, a curious decision to go for it. Doesn't pan out, and it'll be a turnover on downs.
On 1st and 10, it's Pickett. And this is incomplete. Very lucky to get that one back. That nearly picked. It's 2nd down now. 3rd quarter of a tight football game as we come up on a 2nd and 10.
Snell on the shotgun handoff. And he'll get this into enemy territory, but not by much as he's down to the 48. And they'll need the 39 here for a 1st. This is 3rd down.
Pickett.
And that is incomplete.
Oh, that's going to hurt a bit because they needed to come through with a completion there. Now a drive that started with great field position is facing 4th down.
O'Donnell, he's on to punt as he gets this one away. There, this punt will go out of bounds. I think it'll be inside the 25. It will. Right at the 24-yard line is where they'll spot it. The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going.
A kind of a lucky break on the prior drive, Charles. The turnover on downs that the offense had didn't come back to bite them after the other side. Their defense came through, was able to hold them without any points.
I would agree with you, partner. A little bit of a lucky break indeed, but you know what they'd say to us. No luck, just pure skill. We rose to the challenge, and we didn't permit a score. That's how we roll.
Well, I'm kind of curious, Charles, if they might temper their aggressiveness now offensively if they get in that 4th down spot again.
Yeah, one would think so, but maybe because they held them, they might go for it again.
They'll run the option on 3rd and short yardage.
He is going nowhere as he is enveloped behind the line. 3 quarters have come and gone. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports.
They're going for it with Dobbins.
And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. The conversion is successful with a sizable gain of 13, and the decision to go for it looks like a smart one.
It carries like that. That's how they're going to continue to salt this thing away here, Charles, in the 4th quarter.
Yeah, how about that? A new set of downs. Clock continues to move. No better way to close out a game than to tap those mastodons you have up front and say, guys, keep pounding them. Let's keep the ball, keep their offense on the sidelines, and let's close this one out.
The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8.
They'll run up the gut with Dobbins.
Able to slither by. And he'll get this pretty close to a 1st down as he's tackled at the Steelers' 44.
144 yards rushing for him now as he has been tremendous all day long.
The offense on third down tonight, they've hit it 50%, 3 of 6 to this point. They're looking at third and a few inches. They'll try and run for the first with Edwards. And this time he's able to take it down to the 42. It's a first down following a gain of 3. How about this offensive line? They're really starting to establish themselves, take over this game.
And before the series began, I know exactly what was said in the defensive huddle. Guys, we got to get no less than a 3 and out. Let's get off the field. Instead, they can't find any traction towards doing that. Right now, they're just getting muscled all over the field and getting pushed down it.
5 yards is the tally on first down. That brings up 2nd and 5.
They'll run. It's Dobbins.
Nothing doing. Barely able to muster a yard to hit the 35.
Another good run for him. What else is new? That'll put him right at 150 yards for the game. So he's really made his presence felt in this one.
On third down, here's Dobbins.
And I don't think he got there, no. He's short by maybe a foot, maybe. Call it 4th and inches. They'll run for it. It's Edwards. And he's able to pick up the first down here before he goes down at the 26. A solid pickup of 5 and a very solid 4th down conversion. And defensively, pure frustration.
So the drive stays alive after the 4th down conversion. 1st and 10 inside the 30. Now Jackson going to take off with it.
And he'll be a couple yards shy of the red zone here at the 22-yard line. Give him 4 yards there on the first down keeper.
Typically on the read option play, when we talk about responsibilities, we're talking about what the quarterback has to go through. How about the inside linebacker, though? His job on this play, shadow the quarterback and hold him to a short gain. Did it to perfection.
And he's taken down after a gain of 3 as they move it from the 22 to the 19. Now the objective there, I mean, yes, the positive gain, that's nice, but work some clock.
Yeah, you're exactly right, but the problem for them is still within a possession, so they can't just sit on it running the ball. They'll have to find a way to throw it effectively as well.
So it's Raven football here as we welcome you back. Now this is a big third down, and you'd have to think we'd see a timeout right away if they can't stop him here.
On the counter now, it's Dobbins.
And now we'll see a timeout used on defense as they stop it right out of the break with 1:57 to go in the ball game. On 4th down, they'll try and run for it. And he picks up the first down yardage as he takes it down to the 16. Now the Steelers use the second of their 3 timeouts. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play. Not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10.
A give up the middle to Dobbins.
And able to get him down, but he does reach the 5. Now the defense will burn their 3rd and final timeout. And they'll be disappointed to have to burn one there after giving up the first down.
They'll run with Dobbins.
And he'll get him a bit closer as he's down to the 2-yard line.
And hold on here, because on that last run, it looks like we have a player who was shaken up. But not what you want to see this late in the season. Medical staff.
And he will take it in for a Ravens touchdown.
J.K. Dobbins
with his 13th touchdown of the year and 2nd of the game.
And the Ravens stretch this 4th quarter lead even further, and they are closing in on win number 12 of the season. So the first drive ended in 3. This time they take it down and punch it in the end zone.
So that first drive felt like they were just gathering knowledge, didn't it? Just enough to kick the field goal on the first one. And the second time they put it all together and got it all the way to the end zone.
Tucker able to connect on the extra point, and the lead now up to 14. So that about as lengthy a drive as you're ever going to see.
And it's finished off by a touchdown run from J.K. Dobbins. This one taken just inside the 10. Solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32. So here's Pickett and the Steelers.
Down by 2 touchdowns. A minute 37 remaining. It's been a struggle to score all day, and now they need to do it twice here late to have a chance. It'll be a gain of 5, and it's second down.
Pickett trying to get his guys up quickly to the line of scrimmage. Meanwhile, Pickett's throw into the hands of Pickens.
And into the end zone. Touchdown, Pittsburgh.
George Pickens.
63 yards.
And the Steelers have made it a one-score game again here in the fourth.
The PAT good. It would draw him closer, but hold on just a second. A flag is down on the field.
Charles, they're trying to protect this lead late. Those are the types of mistakes they can afford to go without.
About the last thing you want to give them is help in completing a comeback, which is exactly what that penalty does.
They had to go for it with no timeouts remaining, though. Now this one's as good as over.
They gave it an effort. They tried their best, did everything they could to try and get the ball on the onside kick. You're exactly right. They had to try it. It was their only option. And now this game is done. Just take it, kneel, and call it a day.
Taken down at the 42. When we talk about defenders, specifically linebackers, keeping their eyes in the right spot. He had that eye down the entire time.
And you know that's not easily done because they throw a lot of misdirection at you. They try and fool you and get your eyes in the wrong place. But you're right about that one. He correctly figured that one out and made a really nice play.
On 1st and 10, it's Dobbins.
It's a loss of 4 there, bringing up second down. Now another timeout called for by the offense. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this fourth quarter of play. Second and long, but you got to figure this almost certainly another run. Oh, Jackson's going to throw it. And he'll go out of bounds right around the 40. 6 yards there off the scramble, but it'll still leave him with a third down.
Well, this has certainly turned into a showcase game for what he can do on the ground because they're just continuing to give him chances to run it, and he's earning every additional carry by putting up positive yardage on each run.
The line to gain is the 33 on third down. Jackson to throw. And oh, he's just going to be short here, barely, maybe by a half a foot. It'll be 4th and inches. Ravens going to use their 3rd and final timeout. It'll be their 3rd and final timeout, so as they talk things over, we'll step aside. They're going on 4th down. It's Jackson. And they hit him as he throws, as this one's going to go straight down to the turf. Incomplete. The Ravens go for it, but come up empty. And this Steeler defense able to come up with a stop.
Pickett to throw.
He's going to let it fly.
And oh, that one nearly intercepted. That would have sealed it. Instead, it'll be second down. Here's Pickett. Oh, and that nearly ended it. That should have been intercepted, but he cannot corral it, and that is a lifeline there with third down coming up. Looking to throw here, Pickett.
Now a desperation throw deep downfield.
He forces one there. It's a potential dagger as it's intercepted. It's Chuck Clark picking it off. And the Ravens have just about sewn up this football game.
3rd and long that time. He was trying to make something happen, but a little too risky.
Well, the field tilted on him. And what I mean by that is what you said. 3rd and long. Got to push it downfield to try and pick up the first down. Defensive backs live for this situation. And they took advantage of the young man right there.
So the final seconds tick away in this Baltimore victory. And we talk so much about the turnover battle, determining who wins, who loses. This game, no exception. Error-free football, no turnovers at all, and they win it.
So this is one you don't have to convince your team that what you're saying is accurate. And you know what I'm talking about. Head coach always stands up in front of the team and says, guys, if we do this, this, and this, we'll win. And usually they say if we win the turnover battle, we'll win. Well, here's the proof right there. Win the turnover battle, go on to victory. Now the guys believe. You move on to the next lesson where you have to convince them. This one is now planted.
So for the Ravens, they solidify their spot in the playoffs as they run their mark to 12-4 on the year.
Thanks for tuning in, everybody. Alongside Charles Davis, we thank our